Welcome to a series of videos called English for Emerson. On this channel, we learn basic English reading and writing. You need something to write with. You need something to write on. I've got sloppy lines that go side to side on this board. This is to keep my letters straightened out and the right size. We've been doing folk sayings. I'm going to write it right up here. Folk sayings. Why am I doing this? Why all these gosh darn folk sayings? Well, two reasons. Number one, they got a lot of wisdom in them. Wisdom is knowledge that comes with time, comes with experience. It's very rare to meet a young person who's wise. You meet a lot of young people who are smart, but wise is different. Wisdom is simple. Simple means it's not complicated. It's simple, deep, intelligence that comes with time. Intelligent and smart is something different. A lot of young people are very, very smart, but they're not very wise. A lot of old people are not very smart at all, but they're very wise because they have a lot of experience. Okay? You know, the other thing about folk sayings is that they don't not only have a lot of wisdom in them, but they're a common part of our language. And if you don't understand them, you're not going to know what people are talking about. Here we go. We got one today. Very good folk saying. Starts with a capital T. That's not a very good T, but it's a free channel. That spells that. It does not spell T-hat. It does not spell T-hat. It's that. TH makes the sound. You put your tongue between the two sets of teeth. That. Do you follow me? That person. A person is one. People are many. A person, one. People, many. I hope that makes sense. I am a person. They are people, if there's a bunch of them. Or it can be another person. Do you follow me? A person's one. People are many. That person is as crooked. That person is as crooked. I-S is. Notice on is and as, the the sound of the Z is made by an S. It is very rare, actually, for the end of a word that ends like to actually end with a Z. It does happen. For example, the word buzz. That ends with the letter Z, but it's rare. Most of the time, it ends with an S if it's a Z sound. Isn't that strange? Crazy, crazy, crazy English. Check out this word, crooked. Starts with a hard C. It's got two k sounds in it, but one's made by the C, crooked. The second one's made by a K. You'd think whoever invented this crazy thing called English, that they would have just been like, well, it's got two K sounds in it. Why not make this a K too? But that's not how it is. The C can make the K sound. The K can as well. I don't know why. They didn't make it all straightforward, but it's all, well, let's be honest, it's all screwed up. That's so true. Crooked, okay? It's all screwed up. That's English. That person is as crooked as a dog's hind leg. I'm going down to no man's land now to finish up. I ran out of room. Gotta go down to no man's land. I love it down here. Like going on an adventure. All right. That person is as crooked as a dog's hind leg. What in the heck does this mean? What were the old people saying on this? Good grief. What are they talking about? Well, we got as here again. We got two as's in this. It's not ass. It's as. Okay? Z. We know that. And then we got dogs. Now, there's an apostrophe here in dogs. Look at that. Isn't that weird? Golly, English is tough. It's not, this apostrophe does not combine two words into one. Apostrophes can do that. But this is not two words combined into one. This apostrophe is saying that the leg belongs to the dog. This is a hard thing, and it's a weird thing, but I'm trying to teach it right, and that's what this apostrophe means. When something belongs to something, we could say, look at the pig's ear. I'll put it up here. Look at the pig's ear. Well, the ear belongs to the pig. Therefore, there's an apostrophe in the word pigs. Because the pig belongs to the ear. Or we could say the cat's eye. The cat's eye. There's an apostrophe in the word cats. Because the eye belongs to the cat. That apostrophe is not combining two words together. That apostrophe in this use is that it's saying that it's something that belongs to the dog. It belongs to the pig. It belongs to the cat. I hope that makes sense. So the apostrophe can be used, like a lot of things in English, in different ways, okay? Now we got H-I-N-D. That is not hind. That word spells hind. What does hind mean? It means the back. The saying could be said the exact same way if we said that person is as crooked as a dog's back leg. Same exact meaning. But the saying of the old folks was hind. So the hind means the back. Okay? And then we got leg. Well, L-E-G. Well, finally! A simple word. L-E-G, leg. That person is as crooked as a dog's hind leg. Well, I got a picture up here of a dog's hind leg, okay? And you can see that it is not straight. A dog's hind leg is not straight. Do you see that? Well, the old folks were simple in their wisdom, and they recognized that someone they would say, this person is being straight with me. Well, what does that mean? It means they're coming at me straight ahead. They're not going over this way, and then going over this way, and going over this way, and going over... They're coming straight ahead. That means they're being honest with me. So you might hear someone say, be straight with me. Tell me the truth. Be straight with me. Tell me the truth. Coming straight ahead. The old folks recognized that a person who was crooked did not come straight at you. They told you a story that was not true. You couldn't figure out what the truth was because the story went all over the place. Like a dog's hind leg. It goes this way and that way and this way and that way. It's very hard to understand what the heck is going on. I'm going to give you an example before I quit. That person is crooked as a dog's hind leg. Here's my example. A couple months ago, I was in Oregon. And I couldn't decide what I was going to do with the summer. I wasn't really happy in Oregon. Just like, oh gosh, I don't want to come back here again right now. But I saw a property that was for sale. It was out on the eastern part of Oregon, and it had a beautiful view of a canyon. It was right on the edge of a canyon in a little town, nice neighborhood, real nice neighborhood. On the edge of this canyon, looking out, oh God, it was a beautiful view. I think I got rid of the picture that it had the view of. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. Oh, beautiful view. And I saw, this is nice here. I'm going to make an offer on this property. There was a sign on it, had the realtor's name. The realtor is the person who is the seller of the property, they're like the salesman or the saleswoman for the property. I called. I said, let's make an offer. I like this property. She said, okay. So we made the offer of how much money I was willing to spend on it. And she called me back a couple days later and said, okay, the seller, the owner, has accepted your offer. I said, great. So the next stage after that is it goes to a thing called a title company. Those are the people who finish up the deal. They finish up the deal. Well, about a week later, the realtor called me back. She said, uh-oh. She said, I got bad news. She said, we've been scammed. Uh-oh. I said, what does that mean? She said, the person who was selling the property did not own it. They were a scammer. So what happens is this property had no house on it. So these people who are scammers, they find a property that has no house on it. They find out who owns it on the computer, and then they call a real estate agent and they pretend to be the person who owns it, and they say, I want to sell. They sign all the paperwork with a name that is not theirs, and they try to get the money for the property. They're crooked. They're pretending to be somebody that they're not. That's what a crooked person does. And so anyway, she said, this is a scam and you're not going to get the property. Well, I was disappointed. It was beautiful, but it's like, that's the way it goes. Luckily, the scammers did not get my money because the title company found out about it. People who are crooked do this kind of stuff all the time. They go around pretending to be somebody that they're not. Now, this is very important. I know it's one of my lectures. These people in life cause nothing but pain and problems. Because anytime that you're not really just straight and honest with somebody, it always ends up causing pain and problems. This is not the same thing as changing your mind about something. That's different. Maybe I'll come up with a folk saying about changing your mind, but changing your mind about something is not being crooked. Because you were being straight with somebody, maybe, and honest, but then you changed your mind. Well, that's different. This is when you pretend to be something that you're not, is crooked. And you do it over and over and over again. You just don't ever really tell the truth about who you are. Or very rarely. There it is. That person's as crooked as a dog's hind leg. It is very helpful in life to be straight and honest with people. It's sometimes more difficult just to be straight ahead and honest with people. It actually is a lot more difficult, but it always ends up in the end. Things are better if we're just straight and honest with people. It's a struggle to do that for everybody, but it's for the best. This makes things worse. Oh God, it makes things worse. It always screws things up. That person's as crooked as a dog's hind leg. And that's all for English for Emerson. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.